Hey everybody, this is Bo back on the Sports Lounge. We're going to do a shout out to the 1.5 million listeners we have all over this world and the military bases that make it happen. And right now we're going to talk to their legend at University of Missouri Wrestling. He's none other than Brian Smith. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great.
You know, Coach, we had an opportunity to meet you last year. The Olympics went well for our squad. We had a lot of success stories and a lot of next-timers. Right now on that bucket list you have, you're checking things off pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've had, it's my 12th start of my 12th season, and we're getting a lot of things accomplished. But, of course, there's still some things on there, like winning a team Big 12 title and a national title as a team we got to still get to. So we'll get it.
Yeah, well, in wrestling, you've got individual and team. In a football squad, you've got 11 guys, you got 30-plus guys. Basketball team, you've got 12-plus guys, but they work as a group. In wrestling, it is a special program when you can get to that national title level. I mean, that is impressive with the results you've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, you can only start 10 guys, but we'll have 40 guys in the room, and every one of those people, wrestlers is contributing because we have a very tough practice room now. The talent level in our room, from a first stringer to maybe a third stringer, it's very competitive. People fighting for their jobs, and it kind of makes everybody on the edge where they have to work out all the time and they want to be in the lineup. So it's where our program has really stepped up the most, is the practice room with all the talent. But that's of course, then it goes out into the competition where we're performing at a high level consistently, and I think it does come to having 30 or 40 guys all at that level.
When you look at the results you have and the athletes that you're producing for the Olympics, obviously, and Ben, and then you got another one showing up that looks like he has the same opportunity, and all the way down the lineup, it comes to the off season. It really does. You've got a 12-month program going on. Wrestling is one of the few programs that crosses over into a couple other semesters. And you've got to have leadership on the squad outside of the coach that can really take over the practice reins. Who are those guys on the mats in practice that are really pushing this team for the next level for everybody to reach the national championship, not individuals?
Well, we have 3 seniors on the team this year, and they're all 3 returning All-Americans. You got national champ Mark Ellis coming back, and right behind him at his weight class, Don Bradley, who made the junior world team and went out to Turkey and won the junior world, so he's being pushed just to make the team, and he's a returning national champ. You have Max Askren, who's a 2-time All-American already. He's our 97-pounder, but he's going to cut down to 184. So I mean, he's had a lot of success for us. And then you have Nick Marable, who's really stepped up to become one of the leaders on the team. He came in as this young kid, kind of almost really walked on here. We recruited him, but we didn't have money for him, and he's worked himself into a 2-time All-American. He's right in the hunt to win a national title, but really this past spring and summer he's taken over as one of the team leaders. So I would say Nick Marable, who's going to be in the hunt to win the national title, along with the other 2 seniors, have taken over the leadership role.
Coach, with a program like yours and the reputation you have as a coach and the new athletes showing up on campus, football teams, we see it all the time. When the freshmen come in, they're all really hyped to be there because they were the big guy, and then they slowly realize, no, they're not. They're just another guy on the team. In wrestling, it seems that there's another level they have to get to, and very, very few freshmen can get there. Who are those guys, however, that are really showing signs of what they look like in high school, and you're kind of seeing some of that talent show up, even if it's not going to show up on a starting squad, but it looks like it's showing up for you?
Well, I call it the puppy dog syndrome. It's when you have a new puppy and he keeps coming up and running up to you and playing with you, and you kind of push him away and swat him away, and yet he keeps coming back and keeps coming back. And if that kid has that, where he just he may keep running back to play with you, and you swat him away, and then he keeps coming back to play. If that happens, that kid's going to be good, because if he keeps finding the best guy in the room to work out with, and he may be getting his butt kicked, but he's coming back every day to get closer and close the gap on that guy. And we have a few of those. Kyle Bradley, right out of St. Peter's, he's come in and went to summer school and has been working out all summer. Zach Toll out of Troy Christian. He's done an amazing job this summer. Been here most of the summer, working out with all, Marable and all the tough middle and upper weights we have. And then you got Bradley Wisdom out of Farmington. Probably those 3 stand out on how much time they put in this summer, along with Luke Greco out of Blue Springs. And those guys spent a lot of time this summer and have been in the practice room and working out with the best guys, and it's starting to show. Are they having a lot of success? No, but they've made a big improvement over the few months.
When I look at my own kids go through wrestling through the 8th grade where it wasn't really competitive, into high school, and, my oldest son plays football. He's fairly good at it, and he dreads wrestling season because he gets his butt handed to him nonstop. He's like, Dad, I am getting beat every day in practice at 2:15. I don't know how much more I can take. I'm like, son, you gotta lose to win in this sport, and that's the whole point of it. Coach, it takes a special athlete, especially at the college level, in a program like yours that can deal with adversity. Tom Borelli talked about the difficult time for having young talent come in and not understanding the fact that they are going to lose. They're going to lose a lot. And the way to win in a program is to lose a lot so you can get to the national level. What are kind of mechanisms you have in place? Because sometimes pride's got to kick in there, even with some of the sophomores who think they're good after all the work that they do. I mean, what are kind of things you have in place to really support what they're working on?
Well, you have individual goal meetings, and you sit down with these kids one-on-one, and you kind of go through a process of where they are, and you have to take a good hard inventory of themselves. They have to look at themselves, and here's where I'm at, and here's where I want to be. And then you set up a plan on all the things they need to work on, which is their weaknesses. You point out that you got to get better in this area. I've seen you in practice, and maybe at a couple open tournaments, you're getting beat in these areas. You've got to come in and work on that, and maybe it's strength in the weight room or conditioning. And if they start doing that little bit of extra in all those areas, they're going to start to see better results, and they're going to make improvements, and they're going to make that next step. And I always think competition's the best thing, too. Getting out to as many opens when they're younger and competing as much as possible. When our kids are freshmen, they go to 6 or 7 tournaments. And so we'll have film of them. We'll see how they progress and get used to competing. And, and then, of course, the biggest adversity, dealing with the adversity of losing, I think the toughest part is the practice room. You're 18 years old or 19 when you're coming in as a freshman, and you're wrestling with upperclassmen that are 21 to 23 years old and are more mature, and they're more physical. The college wrestling is just a lot more physical, and kids aren't used to that in high school. In high school, they're used to being the dominant one, and then they come in here, and these guys have 2-3 years of lifting in a stronger program and being more mature, and they're getting it put to them, and it's dealing with that. But the guys that can deal with the adversity, deal with the not high level of success will go on and have, but the old saying, those who stay will be champions, is really, there's so much truth to that. Mark Ellis, my national champion, was getting killed his freshman year. I mean, his true freshman year, he was getting beat by the 65-pounder on up, and he was a heavyweight, and then just stuck with it, and the next year made the lineup and made nationals. The next year came close to All-American, and then his junior year, he's the national champ. But he was a walk-on with us. He walked on with football. Came over after football and decided he wanted to wrestle, but really put the time in. His strength, he was very weak in the weight room, and now he's about 40, 50 pounds stronger 5 years later, and he's developed, techniques, and I've seen that with a lot of people in our program. It's the guys that put the time in are going to be successful.
Coach, we're going to change topics real quickly on you because we want to get your feedback. Fort Lauderdale had a lot of good information coming out of the program, talking about possibly making some changes to the NCAA so you're not competing against the other NCAA, which is basketball. A lot of times, a lot of people get confused on exactly what's going on during the time period. Most fans who are dedicated to the sport do know what's going on. However, the casual fan that likes to find out more about wrestling is confused when he sees that there's a tournament on and it happens to be basketball. What are other ideas that are out there right now that you believe is valid in your eyes to help promote wrestling? Because wrestling's growing at the D2 level at an all-time high. High school sports, you're seeing growth in women's and men's wrestling. But right now the D1s aren't seeing that movement at this point. What do you think needs to happen?
Well, we definitely need to shorten the seasons. But I think it's, how there's like indoor and outdoor track. I think we got to move to something like that. We have to have a dual meet part of the season where we focus in on all the dual meets and winning your conferences and having conference dual meet championships, and then going into an NCAA dual championships where it's, right now the, NWCA sponsors the national duels, where if there's a team trophy for dual meet championships, and we have, a Final Four at an arena, or however we're going to progress it, and have that part of the season, and then move into a different part of the season, which is more the individual and tournament time, where we don't end that tournament we have now. The success of the NCAA tournament individually is great, but we'll have a team title in that too, but it's the individual tournament. So I think you have two championship teams. You're going to have the dual championship team and then the individual team championship. I think if we can figure a way to make the seasons work that way, where you're doing all your dual meets at one point and then all your, I think all the individual part, the big tournaments and stuff, I think it would be great. I think people could understand it then, and then if you're watching TV and you're a casual fan that doesn't know too much about wrestling, and you're watching, Missouri versus whoever it may be, they'll see it's a dual meet. And the individual focuses more on what it is, the individual people, going out there and performing.
We're going to ask if we could give you a call another month as you get closer to your match season.
Definitely. Would love to. Love to talk with you guys.
Absolutely. Coach Brian Smith from University of Missouri.